Guys, welcome to the weekly question video. If you want to leave us a question, details on how to do that is down below, as well as ways to support the channel either through YouTube membership or over on Patreon. Patreon does have slightly better perks, so definitely check it out if you are interested. Today's question is, what happens when you really do need to spank your taken in hand, but you just don't have the privacy to do so? The person that asked this question was talking mostly about when you're on vacation or you are visiting family and you are completely out of your normal routines, your normal home environment, and the need for spanking arises, but you just do not have the privacy that you need to spank your taken in hand at that moment. I think that this is a challenge that most people are going to face at some point or another, either because they are on vacation, they are visiting family, family is visiting them, or because they just live in close quarters. This is something that you really do have to think through because it is something that's probably going to happen at some point. Spanking can be loud, and even if the implement's not loud, the recipient of that spanking is probably going to make some amount of noise that could draw unwanted attention. So you do have to think through, how are we going to navigate this? So the first thing that you can do is take an assessment of your situation. Are you on vacation? Are you visiting family? Is family visiting you? Or is this just how you are? Is this just your situation right now with living in close quarters with other family members or roommates or whatever the case may be? Because that is going to determine how you navigate your options. So, if this is just the way your situation is long term, you're going to have to think outside the box, maybe get creative about how you go about discipline. Is there any time where you have the house to yourself to be able to do discipline? If the answer is like, no, not consistently, like we just don't have a consistent time where we can have the house to ourselves, think about your options. Um, we have mentioned on the podcast in the past, way in the past, about the potential of going into a garage or going into your car, or maybe even going into a if you have like a walk-in closet, maybe putting up some soundproof paneling in your closet. That can definitely help. It's not going to make it completely soundproof, so you do still want to exercise some caution if that's the route you go. But these are all options that you can take to get some privacy. So just get creative. If you are on vacation or if you are visiting family, families visiting you, those are typically temporary situations. Those are typically situations that do not last more than a week or two at most. And so it is completely appropriate in those situations to postpone spanking until you get back into your normal routine and you have your normal privacy, right? However, if you really want to offer a consequence to your taken in hand in the moment, you can have some sort of consequence that no one else will really catch on to, because even when you're on vacation, even when you are visiting family or family's visiting you, at some point everyone kind of goes their separate ways and goes to bed for the evening. And so you can have your taken in hand write lines before they go to bed, or write out an apology before they go to bed, or stand in the corner before they go to bed. Or, if you decide to have them miss out on a planned activity during the vacation, you can just tell people that they weren't feeling well. So it is possible to have sort of an immediate consequence in the moment that no one else will catch on to, but you know and they know why it's happening. And then you can follow that up with a spanking when you get home. If you want something that is a more physical type of consequence, but you really cannot make any noise whatsoever, Coda and I have used an acupressure mat where um, you can buy them on Amazon, fairly inexpensive. And it's just, you know, if you haven't seen them, they're these little plastic discs with spiky points that come up. And you can have your taken in hand sit on that. And it is very uncomfortable. It's something that they will not enjoy the sensation of, and the aftermath of that feels very much like the aftermath of receiving a spanking. Another option is capsaicin cream. Again, it is something that is completely silent. It goes on just like a cream or lotion, but if you put it on the taken in hands backside, it does create a burning sensation that feels like the aftermath of a spanking. So those are options as well. And again, those are things that can be done in the privacy of your hotel room or your bedroom that you're staying in if you're visiting family. If you really um, don't have, like, we've visited family before where the accommodations are not a private room, where we're kind of out in the middle of the living room sleeping on a sleeper sofa. So in that case, we would probably go more with the capsaicin cream rather than the acupressure mat, because I can go to the bathroom and apply it. It still is something that no one has to know about. And so I think that that's really the key there, is really finding something that will work for you, that is true to your relationship, that feels like an appropriate and um, meaningful consequence for your taken in hand, but that isn't going to embarrass them, that isn't going to potentially cause concern for your family. You don't want to involve extended family. You don't want to involve any bystanders into your discipline process. So choose something that can be done without cluing anyone else into what's going on. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining us, and we will talk to you next time.